Hi folks, Seven Gulches here. We've been very active in the Seven Gulches office the last few weeks, and we've got all kinds of things that you might be interested in seeing.
Pete's taking us to this super exclusive spot on the
Appealing to somebody wanting to build a remote camp. So the big myth about having old-growth timber. Old-growth timber is... Driving through some properties that my dad acquired. Kind of an interesting place. Good hunting, not a bad place for a camp up in here. We're going to, there's a fourth lot that he acquired that doesn't connect to our old property. And we actually have it on the market. It's a 22-acre lot that has brooks on two sides of it. And it's kind of an interesting piece, not really appealing to any of the forestry companies, but it might be appealing to somebody wanting to build a remote camp. Somewhere just to get away for skiing or hiking or things like that.
I'm gonna use the hood here as a helipad, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, well, I can put this mat on the ground. That'd be better. I've got a big rubber mat here.
Yeah, the mat would work.
If you're in this area here, I've got that all back.
So this is at 100 meters now. Thanks for the pad.
We'll put it out whenever you're going to do any droning. This was a hill, the tractor would probably go itself, but it wouldn't tow anything. Those tires are right hard. They're not field tires, so they're like forestry tires, and hard rubber, and they're inflated hard. So this is where we were working the last time we did some video recording. Come on in and we'll show you what we've been doing. We've made some progress. See, I've been busy. All those trees there that are in these two piles came from up on the hill there, so we now can get at where the worst of the bark beetle outbreak is. That's the furthest back. You can see the furthest one back there. We'll cut all those and the trees right around them, and that's what you call a sanitation harvest. This is pretty good wood. Some of those were actually infected by bark beetle, but the wood's all sound, so the mills will like that stuff. They don't have to pay quite so much because it's a little lighter and makes just as good lumber. These trees are old. This is what happens if you have old growth timber that isn't managed or you can't get at. I just couldn't get at this. I found the first ones about 2 years ago, and I've been trying to get a road down here ever since. Now I've got a road here. I'll clean those all up, but there's a couple of things that happen. First of all, the old trees don't defend themselves from insect infestations as well because they don't have as much sap. The second thing the storms weakened a lot of these trees. You can see the roots of a lot of these trees have been pulled up, so they're not healthy to start with. And trees, just like people, they only live so long, and some of these trees are 100 years old or older, and they're at the end of their life cycle. So when this starts, it was one tree here. I found it when I was hunting 2 years ago, and now I've taken 10 or 15 out of here. There's 7 right there that I'll get. They'll all go for timber. I'll get timber out of them all. But then there's a couple over here, and then there's one there, and there's 4 over there. And I'll get them all here in the next 2 weeks. I'll have them all cut and out of here if the weather allows. And then we'll leave the stuff that's healthy and young. We'll leave it, let it grow. Anything that's going to be storm damage we'll take down, and anything that I find any bark beetle pitch tubes in, I'll take them down too, and we'll get something out of them instead of leaving them here to rot and create carbon dioxide and methane gas. So the big myth about having old growth timber is great, looks nice, makes a nice park, but eventually, just like everything else, it has a lifespan. So if you leave old trees, particularly red spruce, black spruce, white spruce, they're susceptible to this native bark beetle that we have. And this leaving trees to die, British Columbia's found out with their mountain pine beetle. I think California's found the same thing by not managing their forests. They've had, those 2 areas are where the most environmental extremists do the most of their damage. They haven't allowed proper forest management in a lot of those places, and now they're paying the price. We leave all our forests to become a situation like that. One lightning strike could wipe her all out, and we'll have more severe forest fires like we did last summer. Some of that's climate change, but some of it's just from poor management. And all of them were human started too. Not intentionally, but they were all started by humans, not by nature. I'm pretty pleased with what I've done here. It's been a monumental task to do myself. This gulch goes up there a long ways, and we're not going any further up the gulch than what we have to. We're just making a trail so we can access those trees with my equipment. But if you can see those trees that have just died. They've still got their needles on them. They're still red. Those ones there, they've just been infected. And when you get a buildup like this, where you get 4 or 5 trees, it sort of snowballs or mushrooms, whatever you want to call it. So what I'm doing here, it's called a sanitation harvest. When I come across a situation like this, I get it as quickly as I can, because if you can get it soon enough, the wood's still good. And all those trees that you can see there, they've just died this summer. Since I found this place, they've just died. And I'll get them all out of here in the next 2 weeks. Anyway, what you do in a sanitation harvest, it's not a clear cut. You're getting the diseased trees and any trees around that you can find signs of an infestation. And if you find some old trees or other damaged trees that are susceptible, you take them out too. But I'm not going to cut all that stuff there. I'm only going to cut what I have to. There's 2 more in back you can't see from here, but I found them in my ramblings when I was scouting them out. Also, we found them with drone shots that Andrew did the last time he was here with his drone. And I've located them. There's going to be a trail going up through there to them. Those will be the only ones I cut over there. Anyway, this is the big bag.
So Pete's taken us to this super exclusive spot on the property where you get insane views of the Bay of Fundy. Check it out.
look out in the bay, you can see a couple of pretty neat features. Actually, we're looking straight across at Cape Split and Cape Blomidon. That's over near New Minas, Kentville, Wolfville area. We're at a place on the property we call Beach Hill. That was my father gave it that name. If you take a look around, you'll see quite a few of the trees that still have brown leaves on them. That's characteristic of beech trees. And Beach Hill is one of the higher pieces of ground in the whole area. It's kind of equal to the top of Yarmouth Mountain. It's around 700 feet above sea level. Dad had a fairly large sugar woods operation in this area. I used to help him some when I was home from university. Anyway, it's one of my favorite places, and our camp is just down below here. And that's Beach Hill. Hey, so we're looking at a few potential future Christmas trees. We may come back here to this site and trim up. We got quite a few fir right here that just on the edge of an old silviculture plot, and we may get our Christmas tree in the future here. But anyway,
welcome to the Seven Gulches Christmas Tree Farm. If you've made it this far in the video, thanks for watching. We appreciate it, and consider subscribing and go check out some of our other videos. Thanks.
Thanks a lot.